guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to Chronicles of a Crafter. Here, let me zoom you out so you can see all of my crazy. My mess. I'm working on my monochrome junk journal, so it's going to be a farmhouse theme. I think you've known that for a while now. This is just a 2021 calendar that would have ended up in the recycle bin. Okay, so it has lots of beautiful images in here that I think are super cute. I should have used this one. Anyway, here's another one. Live the simple life. These are so beautiful. Anyway, there's lots of pretty images in the calendar itself. And yeah, I just thought I'd use one of these really nice images, and I'm sorry for the glare, but it is a shiny surface to make something. Okay, so what I've done was, here, I'll just flip through and show you the rest of them because they are so pretty, and they're very farmhouse-esque. Okay, farmhouse-esque. I'm just going to show you what I made, or what I'm planning on making, and I can probably pull another image out of here because I have 12, alright? This is an old calendar. I scoured my children's playthings, and I found this oversized puzzle, which it wasn't the easiest to put together. It's the solar system, but the box didn't really match too well the project, but I figured it out. Okay, so here we have this. So I am going to cut out this image that I glued down to a piece of chipboard. All right, this is just the backing of a paper pack. All right, and the paper pack was 9 by 12, and this calendar, I believe, is 12 by 12, but because a lot of it won't be used anyway, like, you know, like I won't be using this upper border or this lower border, that doesn't really matter. So I just glued it down to what I had, and yeah, I had a 9 by 12 chipboard and I glued it down to there. So this is just Scotch Create glue stick, or maybe Elmer's, I don't know which glue I used, but yeah, I just glued that down to some chipboard. And then I'm going to cut this off, so I can just use a pair of scissors because the chipboard has a nice thick edge. It'll give me something to lean my scissor up against. Oops, okay, so don't need that. And I'll cut this side off. I don't need that. Alright, so now this is what we are left with. Okay, and then I'm also going to remove the excess chipboard on the sides here. So this might be a little bit more difficult. Just try to cut a straight line if possible. And I'll do the other side. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Alright, it's the summer, and yeah, it's beautiful out, so have a great day, guys. So whatever is like sticking up on the ends here, like right there, I'm just gonna go in with some PVA glue. It's a little thicker than my tacky glue, but it does the same thing. It holds stuff together. And I'm gonna use I don't have a dry wipe. I only have a wet wipe, but I'm just going to smush that outwards. Okay, so that my page does not wrinkle. because this is the important part of the project, not so much the crazy puzzle behind it, but I am going to use the puzzle pieces as my template. So I want to get edges of the puzzle, and whatever is not an edge, like let's just say it's this shape, I'm just going to cut it straight. All right, so I'm going to flip my, I haven't actually thought this through, guys, so just so you know, I'm not even sure how I'm going to get this on here. I'm just winging it, as they say. Let's wing it. So I guess I can place my pieces on here. I may have to do this the long way because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing stuff, you know. This is just a crafty space that we just play with paper and glue and yeah, I'm just going to, I don't have a die cut this size to make what I'm attempting to make. But if you do, please feel free to use it, because I think this will come out pretty nice when it's all said and done. The important thing is just to make sure that you have a point on your pencil, and this may not be the best pencil to use. It's a child's pencil. It's like twice the thickness of a normal pencil, but it's what I had. So yep. So to get the next piece on there, I'm just going to line this up with the matching section with my pencil mark and go around it. And the cutting out process is where it's going to be crazy land. All right, just FYI, because I don't know how I'm gonna cut this out. So far we have this, okay, and I'm gonna grab the next two pieces, which are these two. And I'm just going to match that up with the previous pencil mark. See, now I have to move the whole puzzle out of the way. Yeah, I'm just going to match this up with the previous pencil marks and trace it. Okay, I think that's where it's at. Yeah. So there's this, and oh, there's still a piece of a puzzle under here. I was wondering why my page is so lumpy. I'm like, I just moved the whole puzzle. Why won't it lay flat? All right, so there's that, and this one goes here. Okay. This is more elementary than you would think, but it's not as easy as it seems. Yep, I think that's all that one needed. Okay, so I am getting my flat edges by doing it this way. I think this is the next piece that goes there. And I just thought that a puzzle would look good in a farmhouse junk journal, because, you know, it's kind of like, this is us. Like, we are a bunch of puzzle pieces that need to be placed together to make a family, you know. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut away any excess pieces that are hanging off the edges, and picture that in a puzzle. All right, I'm gonna use my tiny snips for this. May not be the best idea, but we'll find out. I can probably use a crafting knife to get around the curves. If you have one of those little fish scars, like it's like a little thing that you wear on your finger and it goes around circles and curves really nicely. I've seen those at Michael's a couple of times and constantly wondered, like, is that any good? Like, should I buy that? It's like $25. Do I really want that in my stash of stuff? Listen guys, we only have one shot at this because I only have this one picture glued down. So I'm just gonna take my time and chat you up in the meantime. Anyway, curves, they make me nervous. So I'm gonna do all my straight edges first and then probably go in with a craft knife afterwards. Because these curves, they are troublesome. What I don't want to do is bend my image or cut off the wrong spot. So I think I got it. So my house is pretty quiet today. My girls went off to summer camp for the day. And my son is on his way to work. So he is not screaming at his friends on their video game. And yeah, it's just me and Dolce. And yeah, we're just hanging out. So okay, so yeah, getting a little hairy around the curves, so I'm just gonna bypass that one and move on to the next straightaway. Okay. This is just a little bit of crafting fun, okay? If you guys aren't having fun when you're crafting, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay, crafting should be nothing but good times, whether you're making junk journals or greeting cards or what have you. It should be it should be fun. Let me grab my crafting knife. Okay, so I'm just going to move my girl's puzzle out of the way so I don't cut any of it. And I'm going to use this little crafting knife and get really close to the project down here. And let's tighten this up. So I'm going in light at first because I can make a second pass, and it's probably the best idea to just do it multiple times, you know. Just keep scoring it until you get the shape that you want. So yep, I felt that go all the way through, so that's good. Yeah, just keep scoring at it until it goes through to your craft mat. Alright, and now we got that. And I can go from this straight away all the way over to this one. Be prepared to have severe arthritis when you're done with this, because it does hurt, okay? This tool, I don't know, it's great, but I think that's why Fiskars came out with that one that you wear on your finger, because it does hurt, because you gotta apply some pressure. Okay, and I'm gonna go around this curve and separate our first piece. I'm just concentrating, guys. You know, when you freehand draw something on a when you're crafting on the fly, concentration, you know, matters. So yeah, Dolce and I are just hanging out here in the craft room. He's in his little nook, asleep as usual. He's always asleep. You would think he's a puppy as much as he sleeps. He's just, you would think he's growing anymore, but he has his routines where he just he gets up in the morning, goes outside, and comes back in, waits for his breakfast, and he will follow you around until you feed him. And then once he eats, it's all downhill from there. And then he takes about a 2-hour nap, gets up, wants to go back outside. So I let him out, and he comes back in, and he gets back in his bed. And takes another 2-hour nap. So now we're about, I don't know, 3 in the afternoon. He wakes up from that nap. He wants to go out. So I let him out, and then he comes back in, watches some television with me. He watches television with me, and then by now it's dinner time. So about 5 o'clock, between 5 and 6, he wants to be fed his dinner. So I have to make that, and he eats his dinner, and then he goes back to bed, takes another 2-hour nap, or maybe a 40-minute nap, and then he wants to go out again. So, and this is the routine. This is what we do all day. So in between crafting, when my house is nice and quiet, and it's just Dolce and I'm just as busy running him through his routine. Yep, it's like having a kid, an additional kid. One that doesn't require much besides a little bit of loving and a lot of potty breaks. So, the good thing about this right here is, even if you make a mistake, let's just say you miss a score, or you 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 know, cut off an edge or something like that. The good thing about a puzzle is that as long as the other side matches it, it's still a puzzle. So if I lop this off right here, it'll still fit together because the image has already been predetermined, okay? So, yeah. Just a little FYI. And I can see through, I can see, like, you know, where we are on this one. So, yep, I know I've already hit my cutting mat. Okay, so we've removed 2 pieces of the puzzle already. And this will be fun to put back together. I think it goes there. Yep. And I'll go in with, you can either use a emery board or sanding block or something like that to smooth out your edges when you're done. So, anyway, I don't know how much more of this you want to watch. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this all out and I'll be right back. Okay, I am on my last piece, and just a little hint or you know, tip for you guys. I found that if you are pushing the craft knife into your mat after you've gone over it a few times and you just have a few pieces that need to be cut out, if you were to move the actual object and not the craft knife, you should be able to get it to cut through on its own. Okay, so yeah, just keep your craft knife still, and then yeah, that works out. Oh, little section right there. There. Okay, so I am going to use a file. This is just a little emery board. It's probably 100 grit on one side, but it's like, you know, 120 on the other. It's really not that harsh or gritty. And I'm just gonna go in and just file some of these edges just to make it neat. Okay, clean up those rough edges there. And whatever is not glued down, I'll glue it down now. And by running your file folder on it, you'll really start to see what didn't glue. What didn't glue down, okay? And now it's like a little puzzle, like you literally have to match it up to spell out gather together. Isn't this cute? Okay. Sorry for the noise, but this is what you'll have to do to get your edges all cleaned up. And not all of it needs to be filed, just wherever you see some chipboard sticking up that shouldn't be there. And that's pretty much all a puzzle is. It's chipboard, a little thicker than what we're using, with an image glued down on top of it. So, yeah. There are my little cute lemons. And the last piece We'll go there. Ta-da! Alright, so how would you apply this into your junk journal? Right? You can take the whole thing apart, alright, and put it into like a little pocket. And now it's something for whoever gets your journal to play with. Like, this is like, you know, journal gems right here. Adult puzzles. Like, huh, who thought of that? Okay, so here's my mess that I'm working on. This is my little junk journal. I have these super deep gusseted pockets in here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, now you can, this is something that, you know, who knew? Like, you can pull this out and play with this. Okay, so that's a little something that you can do. If you didn't want to do that, you can take some of your cornered pieces, the ones that have an L shape to them, the flat corners, turn them into pockets. Okay, so now you have pockets or tucks or what have you in the shape of a puzzle. It may not make much sense, but you can put it on this side. You have a tuck this way. You could turn it on its side, make it into a pocket. I mean, there's so many journaling, I mean, creating junk journals and ephemera, and it's just so satisfying. There's so, the possibilities are endless. So much to do, so little time. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys are having a crafty day. Stay naturally curious, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.